The race to fill the late Senator Lindsey Graham's name on the November ballot headed to a runoff election. Senator Darline Graham will face Congressman Ralph Norman in 2 weeks. Our political analyst Gibbs Knotts joining us this morning to break down the results of this hotly contested Senate election. Gibbs, thanks so much for waking up early for us. We appreciate it.
Glad to be here. I
got to get your reaction. There were 10 candidates on the ballot. Seemed like it would be a pretty big feat for one of them to get the required percentage of vote to secure the nomination, which is more than 50%. What do you make of the results here?
Yeah, you're exactly right. With 10 candidates, I mean, in addition to that, we had, 2 sitting members of the U.S. House. We had, obviously Lindsey Graham's sister, and then we had Mark Sanford, who's been in the House, and he was governor for 2 terms and then back in the House. So it's just really hard for anybody to get 50% plus that one vote you needed to win outright last night.
How much do you think that the president's support for Graham weighs on these results? She really, when everyone was talking about that Sunday after we got the news, unfortunately, that Lindsey Graham had passed, she wasn't on anyone's radar when we were talking about who might take over for him in the interim.
Yeah, I think that, President Trump is still popular among Republicans for the most part in South Carolina. So, any Republican running wants President Trump's endorsement. But look, I think she's done a really good job over the last few weeks. Obviously dealing with a tremendous amount of tragedy. And I think there's probably some people who are pretty sympathetic and understand, Lindsey Graham was beloved by a lot of people. And so they see this as a way to kind of continue his legacy.
And when you stack up the 2 candidates, we've got Norman. He's got nearly a decade of experience in Washington versus somebody who has basically not even a month. What is the draw for voters to Darline Graham? And what's, the draw for Ralph Norman? Of course, he's got the experience.
Yeah, I think the draw for Ralph Norman is the experience, and he's a member of the Freedom Caucus. And so he's, among the more conservative members in the U.S. House of Representatives right now. For Darline Graham, she's really kind of sold herself as not a career politician, somebody who, understands, what it's like to struggle. She talks a lot about her 2 daughters and the health challenges they've had. And so I think it's really going to come down to the coast. You really saw Darline Graham do well in the middle part of the state. Ralph Norman did well in the upstate and around York County, Rock Hill, but the coast was kind of a place where Russell Fry did well and Mark Sanford did better. And so, which of these 2 candidates is going to be able to win the coast, I think is going to be a really important factor in what happens in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and of course, like you mentioned, Fry up in Myrtle Beach, his area, and then the LOWCOUNTRY, we're the coast too. So it'll be interesting to see what people think in this area. If Graham should win this nomination and then go on to win the election in November, while rare, this really would not be the first time a relative of a late lawmaker won a full term.
Yeah, there's actually kind of a history of this. It's something people term widow succession. It's typically a male member of the House or Senate passes away and their widow succeeds. And maybe the most famous is in Maine, Margaret Chase Smith, who served in the House and then in the Senate for over 30 years, starting in 1940. And so what's so unique about this is it's somebody who passes away and then their sister kind of continuing that legacy. So it's not unprecedented, but a little bit different here this time.
Yeah, and I don't know if you mentioned this, Gibbs. Apologize if I'm repeating yourself. But another draw, of course, for people to Darline Graham is that the woman. She's a woman who you're putting a male against a female, and we know that, of course, women's issues. And I know we're talking about the Republican nomination, but of course that is another reason that you might see some more votes toward Graham.
Yeah, she talks about being a mom and talks about, looking for sales and understanding, how, the challenging economy impacts her. And so she comes off as very authentic.
All right, Gibbs Knotts, always great reaction and, of course, a great analysis to all of those election results. We appreciate you joining us this morning.
Thank you.
And stay with us. We will be right back.